It's the Tranquil Current, and this is Itumeleng with the host, Tandy. Hello and welcome. Hi, Tandy.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm very glad that we are starting to actually do light-hearted topics because I think as much as productivity topics and helpful topics are important, I think it's also important to bring in things that are kind of light-hearted to brighten up our moods.
Because this life thing is about balance. So, the light-hearted topic we're having today
Exactly.
is if you could bottle up a sound to play whenever you need calm, what would it be? Take it away, Tandy.
My goodness, it's starting with me. Okay. If I would bottle up a sound, it would be the sound of a road trip. I know it sounds like a little bit weird, because what is the
It
sound
sounds
of a road
noisy.
trip?
For me, it's a playlist.
Exactly.
It's a playlist and people singing along.
For me, it's a quiet car ride, but it's like not exactly quiet because there's like light music playing. Maybe it's jazz, maybe it's some R&B, but like it's playing in the background, and we have the windows down a little bit, and I can feel the wind on my skin, and the car is just driving, and I can hear city, noises. At a distance, I can hear maybe someone hooting, but like it passes. It's not like a static sound. That's the sound that I'm thinking of when I think about bottling up a sound. I love that sound. It feels like you're
I'm so not a
free.
fan of quiet car rides. It's like, I want to talk, I want to talk. Can we talk? Can we sing? And
No,
yeah, no, I'm
no, I'm
not
a
a fan
big
of quiet
fan
music.
of
Can it be
quiet
loud?
cars.
I'm gonna fall asleep. Can it not be jazzy? I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. It could be jazz, it could be R&B, because I listen to all types of music, right? I listen to South African music, I listen to Indian music, I listen to, Asian music, I listen to American music. Like if it's music, I'm probably gonna listen to it. And when I say those types of music, I know I'm not talking about genres. I can listen to basically any genre. That's how I am. I'm versatile in my style. So but what I'm thinking of right now, as I'm thinking of like a nice calming type of sound, I'm thinking about calming sound, like classical music, jazz, calm jazz, because I know like there's that kind of jazz that kind of keeps you going and it's a little bit, chaotic, but I'm talking about the calm jazz. I'm talking about classical music. I'm talking about like some R&B songs, maybe some indie, you know, I'm thinking artists. I know like it's not all of his work. I'm thinking artists like Phineas or maybe Zonke in our country. I'm thinking that type of vibe if I'm talking about songs that have lyrics. And yeah, that's the sound that I'd like to bottle up. Like I can feel myself like going through the city lights at night. We're in the car, we're having a road trip. And it's just amazing. I'm just calm and the wind is just blowing. And if I feel like the wind is not coming in enough through the window, I usually just put it all the way down. And oh my goodness, I love the feeling. So like that little windy sound, plus the music in the background, plus sounds of people, talking sometimes um from outside, and maybe that one car hootering or whatnot. Like I love that. That's just me, okay? That's just me. But that's my
And when it comes to me,
ideal.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a fan of driving at night. It feels more like a commute and less like a trip. For me, if I was to do a road trip, it needs to be in the day. In the night, it's more like we're tired. Let's rest somewhere, dip our feet in the pool, you know, let's eat, let's gather. Nighttime travel for me just seems like our days were so packed we could not even fit in joy. You know, it gives more commute vibes. It gives more hustle and bustle life versus calm being. or the joy of a road trip being the luxury to stop over somewhere, not necessarily because we're tired, but because we're loving the scenery and we just want to take it in, or just take a stupid picture of you are now leaving XX province, you are now entering X and X, just the
Mm.
relaxedness of the trip, of the travel, is what to me communicates trip versus commute. The day, the
Yeah, but for
sun,
me,
the
it's like a
sights.
relaxed state. I
Yes,
guess
yes,
it
yes.
goes
No,
with
like I said,
preference. For me, it's a
each
very
their own.
relaxed type of vibe. Hmm.
Yes. No, I
So
like
what about
ourselves
you?
where we are in terms of our preferences. I like that. So I need to go back to, my mind is now on a road trip and I need to bring it back to the question.
My
Because
goodness.
now I wanna travel. I don't wanna be in the house. There's still sunshine outside. Let's go. Let's go. Can I please choose the
That's
playlist?
me.
I do not want to be listening to calm music.
Absolutely.
Can you please have some sing along, feel good love songs, happy
Loud.
songs? You know?
Yeah, that's the song I like to bottle up. But if maybe I was with someone and we were talking, that's fine too. It's just that when I think of a road trip alone or, with family, it's usually quiet. We usually don't talk a lot. So that's just us. Other people might be
Yeah,
different,
no,
you know. With a friend, I might
definitely,
be more talkative.
definitely. So, who are you having the road trip
Yes,
with that you're boxing?
I'm having it
Remember,
with
this is
family.
okay. Now, if I could bottle up a sound to play whenever I needed calm, all right. So, if I could bottle up a sound to play whenever I needed calm, it would be once again the ocean. Whether it's roaring or it is calm or it is all of them, but the aliveness of the ocean calms me in a way that reminds me that I am all and at the same time I'm nothing. I'm big and at the same time I'm a tiny atom molecule in the larger structure. It is just both scary and peaceful, depending, like I said, if it's roaring or if, you know, it's just chilled.
I hear you.
But I love the sound of the ocean. I would bottle that up and opening it up whenever, because there's a difference in the levels of calm, whether it's a calm that I'm needing when I'm angry, whereby the roaring ocean might work then, because the other one might just be too mute for me to comprehend at that time. So whatever the song the ocean is singing, I'll have that on the bottle for the road, please.
For me, the ocean is so scary. I mean, standing maybe in water, like next to the shore, and the waves are just crashing at you, and you can't see an end. That is scary. And to think that it can go very deep, that
I
scares me
love not
too.
seeing the
Like I'm
end.
scared of the fact I'm afraid of that because I'm a person that enjoys knowing things, knowing where I'm going, how I'm doing things, how I'm organizing, how I'm planning. Like
I enjoy
seeing
just enough of
something
the
that
balance between the two, not too much. I love them
seeing
interchangeably.
something that has no end is a little bit scary for me. Like I look at it and I'm like, is this gonna just whisk me away? At the same
So I
time,
only
I
get
kind
scared
of
when I'm
feel
in the water.
excitement. Yes, me too.
Uh-huh. When I'm in the water and the sand is
When I'm
pulling
up,
me and I'm like, ah! But it's an excitement and a fear at the same time. When you feel the sand
that's
pulling you
actually,
in.
it gets me excited. But it gets me excited in the
Mm-hmm.
wrong way sometimes. I guess it goes with how I'm feeling at the time. Sometimes I become scared. I'm like, where does it go? Like most of the time we don't know what's happening underneath the ocean or what, you know. So I feel like the ocean is it's kind of like this big scary thing sometimes for me. That's how I think of it. And sometimes I just think of it as this exciting thing that we haven't explored, something that, I'd like to learn more about. So I'm kind of like confused when I see the ocean. That's why it's not my calming thing, because sometimes it scares me.
For me, the ocean represents life. It is both scary and beautiful at the same time, so I just
Mm.
love it is both all and nothing, and that's what I love, the duality that exists simultaneously, you know.
So scary though. But yeah, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling. It's like,
So
hiking up a steep mountain and you feel like you're about to
that's just
fall. That's how I feel
exhausting.
about the ocean.
That's just exhausting and
No,
unnecessary.
no, that's how I feel. No, that's how I feel about the ocean, because I'm a hike. You know how much I like hiking. So for me, it's the same
I don't
feeling.
like hiking.
Like you turn, like, the mountain's a little bit steep and you can see how you are hiking on, not a very large patch of land. And if you misstep, you might actually, fall. But at the same time, when you're looking up at that view, you're like, it's all worth it because it's like a beautiful view. That's how I
For
feel,
me, it's like,
okay,
can somebody take a
about
picture
the
of this
ocean.
view for me and I'll look at it as and when I need it. I did not need to be tortured like this. Obviously, it's also a nice relaxing point. I'm like, oh, okay, I can take this in, but it's like, no, there was no need to be doing this. Can we walk when it's necessary? It's too hot. It's too sweaty.
I love hiking.
I want to
I
go
love
home.
hiking. Oh my goodness. My goodness. No. Like I
So,
cannot. I guess you're not an exercise type of person. But maybe you're like
listen,
a
I'm doing it
heavy
because
exercise
I
type
have
of person,
to.
like you said. Because you were
Exercise
saying you
because
were
I
just
have to.
exercising.
No. That
Okay,
was to get
okay,
into a
okay.
good mood.
I get you.
I exercise because I'm
Okay.
looking for a particular benefit. I don't exercise for the love of exercise. I can walk for the love of walking, but if it's not on a steep thing, my blob, and I'm just
Okay.
walking to meet a purpose, I'm just walking to calm down, whatever. To me, exercise is a
Mm,
means to an end. So I did exercise, and the exercise was to release some
so
endorphins.
so
I
if maybe
did exercise, and the exercise is purpose driven. It's not like
okay.
hiking is walking for the sake of walking, and that's where
No,
my
it
issue
gives you
begins. And it's also
joy.
not
If you
walking in
love
the
hiking,
best.
it gives you joy.
See, there we go. The F is very important. And for me,
Exactly.
I
It's like exercise.
love
If it gives you
walking.
joy, you're gonna feel those whole, hormones and stuff like that. But if exercising feels like torture to you, then you're just gonna suffer through it. I remember I used to
See,
exercise every
that's
single
why
day
I
in the
prefer
morning,
walking on
and
the
I was
beach.
happy about it. And at a
Walking on the
certain
beach
point,
is
I stopped
exercise.
exercising because it wasn't fun. You're saying?
I'm saying to you, walking on the beach now, that's exercise. Hiking, that's torture. Me
Wow.
personally.
No, hiking is fun. It depends on the person. Okay, it depends on the person. I love hiking, so I'm gonna defend it. If we were to go hiking, if I would convince you for us to go hiking, what would be like the max kilometers that we would travel?
Let's do it as short as possible, as scenic as possible. You know, less as less steep as possible.
Have you gone hiking
Whatever the
before?
least. I have, and I hated it.
How many kilometers?
I don't remember. I just remember it was ridiculous. It was a while back. I just remember it was extremely long. It was. The fun ended a long time ago. At some point,
Uh-huh.
we were doing a group hike with. It was a community type exercise. So the
Mm-hmm.
community where my mom lives decided to, let's call it team building, community exercise. So at some point, you can't even find most of them. Yes, you are still with a certain crowd, but it was just chaotic. It was just like, I should have packed snacks. I didn't think this would
Mm-hmm.
be so long and strenuous. I, and then you, at some point, you're sitting down and like, no, but what if people are leaving me? What if they are done? What if
Mm-hmm.
there's still more road to cover? And it's just, it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Were there
Okay,
no
it was a lot.
markings?
They were.
Were there no
There were
markings?
markings. They were markings. There's the red trail,
Mm-hmm.
the yellow trail, the green trail. But it was just
Mm-hmm.
still. And there's that part where you feel you're gonna fall off the mountain into a river or
Mm-hmm.
something, or just some plain surface.
That's the most
I,
exciting part.
for me, I get that excitement when I'm at the theme park, Gold Reef City, and I'm hanging down the under corner or whatever thriller ride. Yes, it's scary, but there's also that
Mm.
excitement that you know what? There's the security of, I know engineers work on this. There's a training team that comes, not training team, but there's a technical team that makes sure that I'm not gonna fall off. Yes, it feels like I'm gonna fall off,
No.
but there's measures in place. Versus me and the mountain.
If
This
it's
is
your
all up
time,
to
it's your
chance.
time.
This is all up to
No, if it's
chance.
your
You know
time,
what I
it's your
mean?
time. Even if you
Yeah,
fall
but can I
down that
have my?
mountain, you might survive miraculously. You might survive
Yeah, no.
miraculously because it's not your turn.
Can I have my can I have my risks in controlled environments, please?
Because what I'm thinking is that, and by the way, your hypothesis of safe and not safe is completely, how should I say? Because I've had like instances where I've read of theme park equipment malfunctioning. I don't want to scare you. I'm just saying, you
Yeah,
know,
no, I know those
if
too,
something's
and I'm
gonna
able.
happen, it might happen.
Yes. So when I do go to the theme park, I'm able to get into that. You know what? If it's your day, it's your day, whatever. But there's that
But you can't do
nonsense
that on
idea
the
of
mountain.
security about a technical team. See, at the mountain, there's no
Yeah,
technical
they're
team.
park
It's just
rangers
it's your
also
time.
get.
It's your time. It's just you and your time.
No, you will be
Versus at the
rescued.
theme park, it's me, my time, and the technical assurance. Even when I'm bungee jumping, yes, I just signed my life away to say I won't hold anybody responsible. I could fall off and die. But there's that perceived safety of the harness holding me up. So for me, it is,
Wow.
I need a third party. It can't just be my time and me. There needs to be a third party involved, a third party idea of security in the mix. I trust that makes
You
sense.
you clearly don't have enough. No, you don't have enough faith in emergency services in your country. That's all I'm hearing from your conversation. But you know what? It goes with the person. It goes with the person. You
Can't you
clearly
come
don't
on?
trust
You at the
our
mountain, you're gonna call
emergency.
an ambulance. They have to hike through to
No,
get there. You are dead by then. Come on.
yeah, if they're hiking through, but we have like medical teams that have like helicopters and stuff like that. So
I'm not
it's
on a
they
medical
don't
plan,
necessarily
so I
need.
do not have
It
that.
depends.
I'm currently not on a medical plan, but
Wow.
so I do not have that covered. I die. I'm in the mountain, I fall. That's it.
Mhm.
My leg is gonna be amputated because they cannot save it in time for it to just be broken.
That's negativity speaking, but it's fine. There are tons of people that climbed higher mountains and nothing has happened to them, but it's fine. It goes with the person. And with me, um, when I was like talking to my other friend about like hiking and stuff like that, we were just talking about kilometers. And I was there like, oh my goodness, so what's the minimum or like maximum kilometer you would like to go for? And she was like, definitely not 5 kilometers. That's too short. And I'm like, yes, babe, that's too short.
My
And I was
type.
so
You like
glad that you
you
said
my
that's
type.
short.
That's why we friends.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I was like, you my girl. So So we're like, okay. And I was like looking at things that are like over 10 kilometers. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing over 10 kilometers. And I was so happy because I normally
So
do 10
that reminds
kilometers.
me of
I go to the
a
mall
time
by
when,
foot.
yes, that reminds me of a time when I was doing
Mm.
a cable car thingy with my friend. And I remember recording the view, recording the experience and telling my friend that this is how you should experience a mountain, not this hiking nonsense. I, my favorite part about the hike is the scenery, but I feel I shouldn't have to suffer for it. And the cable car experience was just perfect. It was just, I was like, this is
like,
my vibe. This
like
is where it's at. You know, my shoes can
oh my
stay
goodness.
clean and
No.
in the air,
Oh
not
no.
dirty on the ground and my feet exhausted. I can
Oh.
get to the top
Why are you going
without the
during
struggle.
why are you going through muddy season?
No, no, no. It was not muddy
Your
at all.
shoes are
It's
not
just
gonna
the
be that
dust.
dirty while hiking.
It was the dust. I
Oh
do
my
not like the
goodness.
dust. Yeah.
Yes, suburb girl. It's fine.
And you're a city
Right,
girl.
girl.
And it's
You
fine.
you don't know that. You don't know dust. You just know pavement and tar roads. Yes, girl.
I I know dust. I just don't enjoy dust. I know it. I'm just not a fan of
And
it.
when we say dust, it sounds weird, name because it's like soil, loose soil.
See, I love
It feels weird
loose
when you
soil if
say
it's the
dust.
soft kind from the beach. That's the loose soil I like.
Okay, but
Not
that's
this
sand.
rocky. See,
That's
I guess I
sand.
like sand and I guess I like sand and not so much soil. Because even when I'm walking around barefoot in the yard, I like walking on the softest part. It's very limited. There's like
Mm-hmm.
a very small part of it in the yard, but
Mm.
that's my favorite. And then this other one where it's rocky and the normal, this the soil. It's like this is why I never liked walking bare feet. It pokes you. It's I like I like my walks to feel calming, and what calms me is smoothness. That's I do not prefer a hike. I prefer a cable car
Can
because
you please
the scenery calms me down versus the walking uphill and all.
tell me which beach you went to? Because if I'm being honest with you, I find that beach sand is as rough as normal soil here around where I live. Because I was like walking barefoot on the sand and I was like, this thing is rough. It's rough and it's hot. I was like, why are
I,
people walking around bare feet on the sand when it's hot? It's hot and it's rough.
I guess
Ah,
it's your
no,
imagination and
no, don't lie.
okay, let's put it this way.
Don't
Maybe it's
lie.
not.
The beach sand is rough and hot.
I've been to about 3, 4 beaches at different times, and I
Mm-hmm.
literally cannot name one. Okay, the only one that comes to mind is because it's a common name and it has a theme park,
Name
and
one.
I'm a sucker for theme
Mm,
parks, which was the Ushaka Marine one. So in
mm-hmm.
Durban, other than that, I think for me, I've put my experience so much so
Was
in
this
loving it that even if I do experience the hardness or the harshness, to me, I
okay?
don't, I don't want to say I don't feel it, but I don't take it in as such. It's part of the experience because that's what I love. You know?
Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. Governor,
I
you
haven't been
see,
to the
just
beach
like
in
how you
years.
were, yeah, you see, like how how you don't like suffering by hiking. I don't like suffering by walking barefoot on the sand. I find that as torture. I'd rather walk barefoot on soft grass than walk barefoot on sand. And the thing is, nature is dirty, and you need to actually be in the best mental state to actually step on something barefoot. I
For
remember
me,
when I was
when
at the
I'm not
beach
in
and
the
there was
best mental
at the
state, that's when I need nature and stepping on it rebalances me.
Yes, I'm saying you need to be at the best state to actually be like, I don't care about the dirt. I'm not talking about mental state as in you like you're happy or whatnot. I'm talking about that stage where you're like, I don't care what I'm stepping on. Because on grass, if you're at a place whereby it's very populated, there are dogs, there are cats, there are animals that poop on that grass, and people are kind of like, just taking the poop, but it doesn't go away. The fact that poop was there or something else that was dirty was there, it's, you know, I feel like you need to be at that state whereby you don't care about what you step on, apart from draws, of course. But I'm
I
overthinking
hear
it.
you. I hear you. And I'd love for our listeners to tell us what their see, now I'm forgetting the question, what their ideal peaceful sound or calming sound would be if they could bottle it. That was the question, correct?
Oh my goodness, yes, that was the question. And we ended up talking about so many other things.
But
And
yeah, I'd
I
love
would be
our
glad
audience
if we
members to engage with us on our social media platforms.
and
Please go on.
on the comment section. And also on the comment
Yes,
section,
please.
please tell us, okay? What's your preference? Do you like hiking? Do you like walking on the beach? Does the sand not hurt? Okay, because I really need to know this. Does the sand not hurt? Like, I can't be the only one, okay? So yeah,
And I can't be the
just
only one
interact
who's
with us
bothered
and
by
tell us
dust
what you think.
when hiking. So can you tell me, does the dust and the rockiness of the mountains look bother?
So yeah. Oh my goodness. But
Yes.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Tranquil Current. And check us on our social media on Pinterest, on Instagram. On Pinterest, you can just search Tranquil Current and you'll find me. And you can also search our Tranquil Current on Instagram.
On
Please,
Instagram,
please do.
let me interrupt you there. On tranquil, it's tranquil dot current. It's at tranquil dot current.
Okay, thank you, you do. But yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
that's it for today. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, give us your opinion. We love to hear from you. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.